Concerns are growing around the safety of trucks on the roads as attacks continue. In fact, 16 trucks have been torched over the last 3 days. Now, the latest incident involves 2 trucks that were set alight near eMpangeni in KwaZulu-Natal. Our reporter Moloko Moloto has been following the story. He joins me now. Moloko, good evening. Has it been established on why this is happening?
Well, at least if that is the case, that information has not been made public. We know the President Cyril Ramaphosa said at the weekend that he awaits a report from the intelligence agencies. Somebody is going to argue that the intelligence agencies, if they were on the ground, they should have known before these activities happened. Perhaps that's a discussion for another day.
Sure.
But we know that the Minister of Police, Bheki Cele, is saying that there's no link between these attacks and the July 2021 riots, where you would recall no less than 30 trucks were banned. And he's saying this is just pure economic sabotage and criminality. What at least we know is that the police have established some joint meeting of some sort across the provinces, because as you would be aware, it started in KwaZulu-Natal and it went to Mpumalanga, Limpopo province, and now 2 more trucks were banned in KwaZulu-Natal yesterday. In total, 16 trucks banned in 3 days in about 3 provinces. We don't know whether these people intend to ban more trucks elsewhere, but at least we have heard from the Union for the Workers, SATAU, saying that at this point in time, their frustration is that despite the fact that they represent workers who are directly affected, because in many instances it's them who are attacked, despite the fact that trucks are also torched, they are expressing frustration at the fact that they say they are never informed by the government and the police who are investigating, and they believe that this has to be a collective effort to stop these things. Maybe let's listen to the representative of SATAU there.
The police and the government, they are also failing us. They are unable to tell us whether what could be the motive behind. We are fighting something that we do not know. And unfortunately, if they are unable to tell us, because if there's an incident like this and you have SAPS telling you that the matter is being investigated, and you'll never get the end results of those investigations.
In fact, Moloko, we are hearing from law enforcement that the modus operandi that has been used to execute these incidents has been similar in all different provinces. Let's talk about that. When the robbers come in and are attacking a truck, we understand there are guns used. What else happens?
Yeah, I was in at the N4 in Mpumalanga, just next to Nelspruit, where the 5 trucks were attacked in the past 24 hours. What is happening is that they wait for where there's a steep and where they know that a truck would slow down.
Okay.
And it is easier for them to approach that truck, and they were burning some grass on the road to distract the truck driver. And one of the truck drivers said that they threw a stone on the truck, breaking the truck, and they also, as you say, they were armed. They shot at the truck, and obviously you are going to comply with their instructions, and they banned that. So, however, I suppose that authorities are fully aware of dynamics overall around this whole operation as to whether this is a coordinated effort or these are just individual or sporadic events that are taking place. But the reaction we have been battling, unfortunately, to hear from the police themselves at the national level. But we know that in KwaZulu-Natal, the police there have already said that they have identified several highways and routes which they believe that are potential for these attackers to attack at. And they are saying they are going to be patrolling those. Maybe let's listen to eNCA, who speaks for the KwaZulu-Natal police. And I must say that the Road Freight Association has welcomed that intervention from KwaZulu-Natal's point of view. They are saying it has to be implemented countrywide, but also they are saying that beef up the intelligence services within the security class that don't just rely on an approach where you react. Maybe let's listen to Jay Naika then. Sure.
Our main focus now is on protecting the routes that are used by these trucks, and we've now deployed permanently people on the highways. We've identified over 20 routes in the province that are used by the trucks, and we've put permanent deployments day and night. These police officers will only be focusing on patrolling those routes that are used by the trucks.
You know, Moloko, we were speaking to Bonang Mohale, who is the president of Business Unity South Africa, and he was painting a picture in as far as the numbers are concerned of the amount of rands that will be effectively taken out of the economy because of these events. Take me through, from your assessment, what that picture looks like in terms of our economy as a country.
Well, yesterday you would recall that one of the 5 trucks that were attacked in Mpumalanga was carrying citrus. The driver told me that those oranges were coming from a farm in Bushbuck Ridge in Mpumalanga. They were being transported to a harbor in Durban, and they were going to be shipped out to China. Now, that means that is no longer going to happen. And it basically means that the farmer has lost out. It would mean that if this continues, the farmer will no longer be able to be in business, because what is the point of being in business if you cannot sell? The people who will suffer, it will first be the workers there. But also, if you listen to the Road Freight Association, the CEO there, Gavin Kelly, he says that in South Africa, the 80% of the goods that is being moved across the country is being moved by trucks.
Right.
So in other words, he's cautioning that should these attacks continue, at some point the country will come to a complete standstill, and that means we will not be able to eat. We will not be, businesses will be out of business, and ultimately it will just be mayhem. So at some point the authorities will certainly have to stop this, and it's small wonder that even the president is calling it economic sabotage. We presume, since the intelligence services are located within the presidency, of course, even within the police, there's an intelligence unit there. They are working together. But we know they were caught unawares in 2021 when the riots were happening. They generally did not know what to do. We can only hope that this time around they know what they're doing.
Moloko, thank you so much for your time this evening. That was Moloko Moloto live with us here in our studio in Johannesburg. Still to come within the hour, despite a short